So, as a lot of us already know, men are not protectors. This is just something that they try to convince themselves of, but we're seeing it more and more as cameras are catching them being cowards daily. Um, this woman was getting robbed. A man pulled a knife on her, and her man ran and hid behind a wall, or just hid, while other people, bystanders, looker-ons, helped her. So we know that women are more likely to protect other women and to protect children. I don't know why we got it in our head that men are protectors. They're always trying to use the excuse if somebody breaks into the house, like who's going to be most likely to be the one to protect. Like that doesn't happen very often. And a lot of the times it's a woman that's going to protect. So let's just get into what happened to this woman and what everybody else had to say. And I have a few other stories to share about men not being protectors. So I will be back after this.
I don't know if anybody else has seen the video of the girl getting mugged in Colombia, but the man she was with hid behind the wall while this girl was fighting off the mugger. He literally had a weapon at her, and you see him peeping behind the wall, checking what's going on, but hiding, and all of the passerbyers seeing what's going on all had to intervene to help this poor girl that was getting mugged by this man in front of her boyfriend. And the guy came rushing over from his motorcycle with his legit helmet, beating the man with the helmet. I would have left on the motorcycle with the guy who beat the mugger with the helmet. I'm actually stuttering because make men men again. Make men men again. Everyone is so feminine.
I hate when people call these types of men or males feminine, because no, the feminine would have protected. Most women don't stand around when people are getting beat up or attacked and don't try to help or do something. Like, that's not feminine. Feminine jumps into action, uses their brains, and we don't just run. In like nowhere in nature does the feminine or the female just run away or cower.
Everyone is so stuck in their Drake era with their Van Cleefs, their cologne, they're doing skincare now. You hid behind a wall while your girl was getting mugged by a man with a weapon and then came out at the last second when everything was already died down. Throw away the whole man. If she is still dating him, friends with him, or in association with him, she's a part of the problem too, because that is not your man. That's not a man. That is a girl.
See that video of the two American tourists and the woman ends up getting robbed by a man with a weapon and the man literally hides behind a wall? This is why women are saying it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, because what is that man doing? He literally saw his companion. I don't know if they were friends, if they were dating. He literally saw his friend, the person he traveled with, get attacked by a man with a weapon, and he hides behind a wall. Literal strangers went out of their way to help that woman when the man she came with is literally hiding behind a wall. I tell you, I would be so embarrassed to be either of them. I'd be embarrassed to be her because it's like, I look so stupid coming with this man, and I'd be embarrassed to be him because it's like, damn, I'm really all over the internet for being a pussy. Personally, how I feel about it is I don't care if I'm getting beat up by John Cena. I don't care who you are. If we're friends, you better help me. And if you don't, it's up for life. We have beef for life.
Of the girl getting mugged in Colombia and her fucking boyfriend hid behind a wall while she was getting mugged when this guy had a knife to her is making me scream. Literally, this guy came up trying to mug her with a whole weapon in his hand and she's fighting him off. Her boyfriend is hiding behind a wall, peeping like this, like peeping behind the wall. Okay, I need to take it down a notch, bro. This guy's peeping behind the wall and all the people like passing by are stopping to help her. Like everyone's intervening. Some guy hops off his whole motorcycle and starts beating the guy in the head with his helmet. Bro, and then men get mad when we call them sassy, bro. Like, this is crazy. And everything dies down and he's trying to like comfort her. Bitch, where were you? Like, bro, I am dying. I just seen somebody say they would have left with the guy on the motorcycle, and I actually agree, bro. I would leave with him, bro, because you gotta be kidding me right now. We would never speak again. Like, I would break up with him right then and there. Actually, let me follow you to your crib so I can get my shit, gang. This is a no-go. You wouldn't be a pretty little princess and shit like that, bro. What happened to love, loyalty, protection? Like, what? And I bet if the guy went for him first, she would have went in there and started breaking shit for him, bro. That's killing me, bro. She better never speak to this guy again, bro. If she speaks to him again, bro, I need to speak to her personally, bro. Like, bro, what?
I just saw a video of a couple being in Colombia, and the girl got attacked by a man, and the boyfriend of that girl ran away. He ran away. He was looking at her from far to make sure that he's safe. I have genuine question. I bet she's a woman that goes 50-50 with this guy. And he runs away when she's in danger. I have a question for girls who have boyfriends like that. What is the reason? What is the reason for you to engage in a relationship with a man like that? I don't even want to call this person a man, because he ran away. As soon as she got attacked, he ran away. It's mind-blowing. Man's supposed to provide and protect. I bet he's not providing, and he's not protecting, clearly. So if you didn't leave him right there and then it's your fault. Because what you're not changing, you choosing. And you know what? Now I'm starting to realize maybe it is not men's fault, all of this. Maybe it's a pick-me woman fault. If you guys want to be pick-me and, your standards are in the hell, actually you don't even have standards, because, that's just, I don't understand. Why would you be in a relationship with a person like that? For what reason? Give me one good reason you're in a relationship with that person. As soon as you were in danger, he ran away. Other people jumped in to help you, but not your boyfriend. It's better be single than to be with a man like that. How is it not clicking? And let me tell you, if we all have standards as a woman and become just leveling up as a woman in our mind, if you think this behavior is okay, you got to go to therapy. You got to go to therapy and understand, okay, if the man runs away the moment I need him the most, and I still with him, I need to go to therapy. I need to understand. I need to heal. Because as a woman, you should be protected by the man you are with and provided. And that's completely another topic again, because now we're having this debate. Should a man provide? But at least should the man protect? So girl, if you, after this situation in real life time where he betrays your safety, clearly doesn't care about you, and you still stay with him, you are the problem. And you deserve it. Okay, that's it.
Woman is 100% correct. If you don't leave him, you are a pick-me. And if you are paying any bills with this man, he's not providing, and he just proved to you he's not a protector. So what is he there for? What is he there for? And I bet you're cooking and cleaning and giving him free sex and just doing all of the above. What is he there for?
Did anyone see the video of the man that hid behind the wall when the female companion was fighting a robber that had a knife? Let that be Ariana Grande. Cynthia Erivo would have stepped in. Imagine if that was Ariana. Imagine if that was Ariana in that random street in Colombia. Cynthia would have teleported in. She would have felt it. Namen. Bro, that bitch would have been dead. That nigga would have been cooked, done, bro. Cynthia would have handed it. She would have handled it. Would have been done.
The video of Cynthia protecting Ariana, and my take is gonna piss off a lot of people, and I do not care. I did not like that video. And let's get something out the way. I do not want anybody to get hurt. I would not want Ariana to get hurt. At the same time, the optics are not looking good. The optics are not looking good. It's once again solidifying Black women being the protectors of everybody, of white women being the strong, valiant, mammy Black woman to coming in to save the day and not worry about her safety. Because I'm sitting there, I'm watching the video, and I'm like, Cynthia, what about your safety? Did you consider about your safety? Because the Asian woman next to you, she did not rush in like that. She barely did anything. And Ariana stood there like she was a goddamn Damsel in distress. I'm like, girl, you are being bum rushed. Do something. Move. Protect yourself. Oh my God. Like, what are we doing? It's just not a good look for Black women, because I really 100% feel like if the roles were switched, Ariana would stand there like a goddamn damsel in distress. It would take a while for security to come and help. Again, Cynthia, what about your safety? Because if that person had malice intent, you could have gotten hurt too. Why did you feel the need to hop in? Because it looks like you weigh just as much as Ariana does. And yes, it is that deep. It's always that motherfucking deep. Because I am tired of being seen by people in this world as the saviors. And the only time we get this praise is when we are being of service to others, when we are putting ourselves down to lift other people up, when we are breaking our backs for other people. That's the only time y'all actually acknowledge Black women. And there's gonna be white women in my comment section being like, it's not that deep. What is she supposed to do? Just like let her friend not, get hurt? No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. The optics just don't look good for Black women, because we're always the ones stepping in to save the day. And for me personally, I would never be that person to be saving the day, because if I see somebody crazy coming in, I'm not jumping in front of them. I'm not. I'm going to be putting myself first. And Black women, you need to understand that in the white community, they teach the white women to learn how to be damsel in distress and be dociles. Oh my God, somebody come save me. And in the Black community, they teach you to be strong. And because that's how we are taught, when in situations like that, people are going to look to you to save them. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to be the savior of everybody else, especially when it does not benefit you at all. And for the love of God, put your safety first. You matter first to you. And now she's being incredibly masculinized because of it. And do you think this only will fall onto Cynthia? No. It'll fall on to all Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women. It's hard to be saved. It's hard to be seen as victim when we're masculinized. When things happen to us, they're like, oh, she's got it. She's got it. It's fine. She can protect herself. And not realizing clearly we're also women. We also deserve protection. In a lot of people's eyes, they don't think we deserve protection because, again, they got it.
Oh my God. People now with the having boyfriend is embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. And, men are like all over the place with it. They don't like it. Why? Why do you say having a boyfriend is embarrassing? Did you see the two tourists, the American tourists that were in Colombia? The lady was attacked by a man trying to rob her with a sharp object, and the boyfriend literally just hid behind a wall, did nothing to defend her. She was putting up a fight. And that man literally just hid behind a wall. The locals have to step in to get the guy that was attacking her away from her. And then she took the backpack and threw it like over the counter, because it was by a counter. And the person there kind of helped her secure her belongings. But that robber was coming for her life with a sharp object. Can you imagine being in a foreign country on vacation, getting assaulted? On vacation, not by yourself. You say, oh, I went on a solo trip. She went on a whole trip with her boyfriend. Wasn't he supposed to be a protector? Is this the protectors we're missing out of? That man literally hid. It's embarrassing to watch. I was trying to take the video from somebody's page, but she took the ability to copy the video off, to save the video off, so I couldn't save it to show y'all. But look it up. American tourists attacked in Colombia while on vacation, and you will see there's a few videos that shows the footage.
Ladies, if you still don't think that having a boyfriend is embarrassing, go look up that video of the lady in Colombia who was with her boyfriend, right? And she was getting mugged. The man pulled a knife on her, and was mugging her. And literally the boyfriend stepped to the side and stepped behind like a little wall. And he was just like looking at his girlfriend getting mugged with a man with a knife. So then all of a sudden, these Colombian men, they run up on his ass like the boyfriend should do. Well, it was like one Colombian man. He got off his motorbike, fucking clocked his ass with the motorcycle helmet. Then all these other Colombian men jumped in. And when they were done whipping the guy's ass who was mugging his girlfriend, it was then that the boyfriend came out to check on the girl. I'm just going to start dating women. It's up from here. I mean, if women are the new men, then I'm just going to start dating women. But I mean, Hispanic men, hands down, they macho as fuck. So, you know, I stick with my Latinos too. The rest of you bitches, oh my God. Having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Oh my God.
A video of a woman being attacked by another man with a knife while her friend, boyfriend, whoever that was, stood to the side and watched. Oh my. Okay, the person who was narrating the video of what had happened, he kept saying, oh, her companion. So we don't know if it was her boyfriend or just her friend or not. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. It don't matter. If I was getting attacked by another man with a knife and somebody that I'm with, a man, stands to the side and watches me get attacked by a man with a knife, it don't matter who you are to me. Once this is over, Lord willing, I make it out, because you ain't nobody freaking helping me. When I make it out, I'm cutting you off right then and there. I don't, mind y'all, there was tourists. There was American tourists in Colombia. Listen, I'm catching my flight back home and you're not coming with me. You're not coming with me. Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, boom. Out of nowhere, this man just comes up to my friend, and my immediate reaction is to back up because, wow, I see a knife. I'm scared too. Let me become aware, look around, realize that my friend is getting attacked. Let me jump in and try to help. Because mind you, the attacker's back was turned to him. He still sat there after 36 years and didn't do anything to help the lady. I kid you not, random people on the street came to help her. A man on his bike hopped off the bike to help her. Y'all, it was women helping her. Oh my God. I was just imagining myself. I was like, if I was getting attacked and my friend, boyfriend, it don't matter to me, stood there, watch me get attacked. Ooh, once I'm done being attacked, I'm gonna attack you.
Men don't just fear men because of violence. Men also fear men because they fear being embarrassed by another man, thus their masculinity being diminished in society, in public perception. It's not just about men fearing violence. They also fear society laughing at them if they challenge a man and it doesn't go well. That saying that goes something like, men fear being embarrassed and being laughed at, women fear being unalived. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Justin Scott made a video where he talked about vague masculinity, where men walk around with these blanket assumptions that because they're men, they should be able to achieve A, B, C, and D. One of those achievements is the assumption that men should be able to protect and defend if ever in a situation that's needed, right? I think a lot of men walk around with the idea that they think that if they were ever in that environment or situation, they'd be able to deliver in that way. However, they simultaneously dodge those situations to avoid that thought being challenged in reality. I think a lot of these dudes dodge defending women because they fear, if I defend this woman against this dude and he beats my ass in front of everybody, then everyone's going to laugh at me and see me as less of a man. If I, clap back at this dude who's being ruthless with his mouth and he attacks me verbally and he wins, I'm then seen as less of a man. A lot of these dudes their masculinity and the social perception of the masculinity is so important to them that they rather go around avoiding it being challenged than to risk it being challenged and that public perception being negatively impacted. It's not just about men fearing violence. They also fear embarrassment. And yes, to them, their embarrassment is just as if, or that fear of embarrassment is just as, if not more valuable than your life as a woman. Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. Yes, ma'am. They're not just worried about their safety. They are worried about their manhood and their ego and pride around their manhood.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to wonder why when you see these clips of women getting socked upside their head or having their clothes ripped out them, and you look in the background and there's like 8 dudes that don't do anything, and you're wondering why didn't they step in? It's because men are afraid of other men. Men understand other men and they're afraid of them. And somehow we're supposed to just figure this shit out. And then they wonder why there's a loneliness epidemic. It's not a loneliness epidemic. It's because men are afraid of other men. At this point, they are. There's insecure men who do irrational shit, and then there's the baby shit soft men who are too afraid to do anything. And as long as that goes on, you should just isolate yourself. Men are afraid of other men. And if you're a man here watching this, you know I'm fucking right. You can call me a lot of things, don't call me a liar. You're afraid of other men. Men these days scare the shit out of you. And somehow, women are supposed to do what? Do what? It's fucking crazy. We're just supposed to keep putting ourselves out there, taking the punches upside the head, having our clothes ripped off, having our drinks spiked, while you, in the background, in the cut, see this shit going on, but you're not going to do anything. Because why? You know exactly why. You fragile men, you're afraid. You're afraid of these men just as much as we are. And even though you have the ability to do something about it, you fucking don't. That's why you're not lonely enough. You're not nearly lonely enough.
I just genuinely don't care that men are scared of other men. Because if we're quite honest, women will step up for other women. With the knowledge that they don't have the same strength, that they're not the same size, and men will do nothing when they are the same strength, when they are the same size.
Viral security footage captured on December 6th shows the terrifying moment a woman was forced to fight off a knife-wielding mugger after her much taller male companion chose to step back and hide behind a wall, in a move he's now unfortunately paying for with internet infamy.
And it gets to a point, right? If all these men are scared of other men, why don't they come together? And the answer is they don't come together because these violent men also benefit non-violent men. And they benefit non-violent men because, as I've seen many times on the internet, as I've witnessed in life, they will look at other men and say, that's a really bad guy over there. Do you see what he did? But I don't do that. So I am not a bad guy. I am a nice guy. And therefore, I should get credits with you. I should get kudos for simply existing and not harming women. They benefit from violent men. And a lot of them, if we're being quite frank, when we look at the statistics of violent men, majority of them do not want violence being called out because then they themselves would be called out for violence. It's the same way they don't want to have conversations about what informed consent is, because if everyone understood what informed consent was, especially young girls, and this is why they don't want to teach them in sex ed, is because if young girls understood what informed consent was, more young boys would be charged as rapists. They don't want to fix the problem because they benefit from the problem, whether it's directly or indirectly. And the reality of the situation is they like to play it off like it's one-off. It's the odd man. It's that man over there. It's no one you actually know. But when you look at the statistics, it's almost every time someone a woman knows. It is very rare for it to be a random man. But even when it is a random man, they don't step in. Because if there was a culture of calling these men out and holding them accountable for their actions, they would also be called out themselves. There was a man who was doing therapy with violent and abusive men, and he had them list out all of the ways that they benefit from their violence and abuse. And it was extremely long. And those lists of benefits extend to the men that aren't putting their hands on women. I want you to start watching men, and I want you to pay attention how women are always the side characters in their stories. You can watch the Diddy documentary and witness it. They watched all the things that happened to Cassie, and they never ever said anything, did anything, or gave a fuck until it was them personally at the hands of that man.
That is scared of men will kill you. He never confronts men. Let me guess. You're the only one that knows he has anger issues. He doesn't love you. He's not protecting you. He's hurting you. That's not love, and I stand on that.
Do y'all remember the story of the little boy that got kidnapped? And guess who was there with him watching the kidnapping? His dad. And yes, his dad ran to the house as his son was getting kidnapped and thrown into a car, and they drove off with his son. The dad ran as he was screaming and terrified. The dad ran.
Tell it for you.
He was in, I don't even know who house it was, JoJo. It's a house on, like, right on the corner where my sister stay at. Like, literally, then you see a big-ass RV. It's a huge-ass RV where my sister's house is, but right across the street, it's like a... Do that house look abandoned or vacant? No. It's not no abandoned or a vacant house. It's a real house. But everybody we just seen come out that house, everybody ran out the house. Like, they told them to come out when nobody gonna get hurt. I literally just showed it. Literally just left. As soon as we leave, my sister baby daddy called and was like, they finna raid somebody's house. I'm like, okay, what you mean? So he pointed the camera around and you see everybody just running. 40, go to 49th and Lloyd.
Now that's
boys hopped out the car on him and he ran on his son. That man ran and left his son to get snatched up. It couldn't be me. I don't think y'all register that. See, there's no way you can call yourself a protector or a man if you allow your son to suffer the consequences of either your actions or even uninvited bullshit. The first direction I'm going, if I sense something in the air, if I see something about to happen, I'm going to get my son. My son is going to be covered regardless. But letting that little 7-year-old boy get snatched up like that, and you ran off, and then you come on the internet and say, yeah, he did just what I told him. He screamed and fought back, just what I thought he'd do. Bruh, I want the fade. At this point, I want the fade. I'm so happy they found that little boy, because this could have turned out a whole lot worse. Could have been a whole different situation. And the weirdo that snatched him, I hope the worst happened to him too. But to that father, bro, you don't deserve your baby mama. You don't deserve no more coochie. All right, get away from the women. Don't spread your seed nowhere else, because you ain't gonna protect them either. I'm about to get pissed off all over again.
I am disgusted. I am seeing videos on social media of girls being attacked and kidnapped in broad daylight. It used to be, behind closed doors, and none of these guys would be able to show their face. Now these guys are showing their face on videos. These scumbags, the scum of the earth are out there just picking up ladies, and not a single guy will step up. Not one man. What is happening to men these days? Men are too busy, wanking themselves into oblivion, lusting over women. When it comes to the real deal of protecting a woman, protecting a child in the street who's been brutally attacked by a guy who genuinely looks like he's off his face, and you could just tackle him to the floor, like at a train station where there's hundreds of people there, loads of CCTV. Okay, I know that a lot of people want to wait for the police, but sometimes there's just no time That guy could do the most horrendous thing and nobody will step in. These bystanders just looking as if like, what do I do? Guys need to start becoming men again. Learn a wee bit of self-defense, learn a wee bit like boxing, karate or something, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, something where you know how to grapple, you know how to like take a guy down, okay? You know how to defend yourself if and when, because there's too many of these animals walking around in our society right now that are just getting away with basically murder. Basically so many things, and it needs to be stopped. Us men need to become men again, because these women are the ones that are stepping in. It's actually, whenever I see videos, there's one person that will step in. Do you know who it always is? It's a woman. The women are braver than the freaking men these days. Which is true, because women are elite, but the men need to start becoming men. I am sick of the way that society's going right now.
You guys, I don't even know what's happening right now. So I was just at Casey's in our local town, and this nasty man, old man, come in there wearing a side piece, pistol on his side, with a little girl, maybe 14 or 15, that absolutely does not belong. He's like rubbing on her and all nasty, and she's wearing a damn collar, a leather flippin' collar. Something is not right here. So I am actually on the road following them right now. Okay, so I've talked to the local cops, and I just got off the phone with the state patrol. So they have the car, they have the license plate number, and just, he's like rubbing all over her while we're waiting in line to pay. Nasty. And he went to get her, told her to grab a drink or whatever, and she's like, thank you, sir, thank you, sir. She's a beautiful little, I don't know, 14, 15-year-old African-American, really long, beautiful hair. Okay, sorry you guys, that was the state patrol that I got off the phone with. I'm still following these people. They say they have, oh, here comes state patrol. Here comes two of them. Here comes two of them. No. Come back. Okay, they're turning around. They're coming my way. This little girl, something's not right. She has a leash around her neck, and he's pawing on her and nasty, and something's not right, you guys. Please pray for this little girl. Please pray. Please pray. Okay, so there's two state patrol coming in up behind me. They know I'm following. I'm gonna get back a little bit. Here they come. I'm getting back a little bit. Okay, you guys, they got him. See all the cops? See all them? See him over there? They've got him out of the car. He is in handcuffs. I think, you guys, I hope this little girl is safe. I hope that they're calling somebody's mama and saying, hey, we've got your little girl. What a crazy day it has been. I'm shaking. They came in hot. They got him pulled over. I followed him. I went to Casey's. It's like a 10-minute trip, and something wasn't right. Don't just let it go. If something is not sitting right with you, that is God telling you something's wrong. You make those calls. I'm probably 35 minutes from my house now, but I was not going to let this guy get out of my way. But he is in cuffs, praying that this little girl gets that freaking big ass leash off of her neck, and she's going to go home. She's going to go home to her family. So be praying for this whole situation, you guys. I pray that this little girl goes home. Say something when you see it. Say something. Don't just mind your own and go on. Say something. God bless. Okay, you guys, I just pulled back into town. I'm going to the police department to see if they can tell me anything. I'm sick to my stomach, so I just need to know if she's okay. I did what I needed to do, and God's got the rest. So I'll let you know once I come back out of here. Okay, guys, I just got home. So I went to the police department, and of course they gave me a number to call because the arrest would have taken place in the next county. So I called up there, and all they could really tell me was that she was okay. And that's fine with me, because I wouldn't be able to rest without those words. I just needed to hear those words. God can do the rest. The rest of it is in his hands. So just, what a crazy day. If you see something, say something. Something was not right there, and baby Jesus lit a fire in my ass, and I got behind them and I followed them 40 minutes from my house because that whole situation needed to be handled. But they're telling me that she's going to be okay. So yes. So praise Jesus. Please be praying for her, that entire situation. God bless.
So, it turns out she told them that it was consensual relationship. I don't buy that for 1 minute. There was nothing consensual about that. No woman in her right mind would be with somebody that looked like that or smelled like that. My heart hurts. Nobody was saved. There's more to this. She needs help. She still needs help. They said they interviewed her privately and that she was okay. I can't believe this. Said she was 28. She was a little bitty thing for being 28. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just I don't know. I wanna thank King Narcissist on here. He actually called the police department and then he was able to record that conversation and get some information. So you might go to his page and listen to that call. I don't know how to tag him, so yeah, no, I appreciate all of the kind comments, but I'm no hero. Nobody was saved. But I can tell you this. I would do it again, over and over again. I would rather be safe and call it in and follow him than be sorry.
So I'm looking at this update video that says that she's saying that it was consensual, and it's saying that it was 6 days ago. She said the girl looked like she couldn't have been more than 14 or 15. And she also mentioned that the girl was black. And I want to point out that is the reason. That's the reason why she wasn't saved or helped, because she was a black girl. And nobody cares about black girls or women in situations like these. So black girls and black women we're going to have to save ourselves. Nobody's coming to save us. And this is just more proof of it.
Girl, she was literally one step away from becoming a victim of a child abductor. Like, comment, and share this video as much as you can. This store clerk noticed suspicious behavior from a man who left his car door open and stood nearby for several minutes, pretending to be on his phone. Watch closely. She immediately picked up on his movements. Then she purposely kept the girl near her to see if the man would leave. But he didn't. She couldn't keep the child with her forever, and eventually the girl started to walk away. Now, pay attention. This is where the clerk acts brilliantly. What she does next is simply incredible. Write in the comments how you would have handled the situation if you were in her place. You can see that at the exact moment the girl passed by, the man could have grabbed her, pulled her into the car, and driven off. But the woman stepped right between them. This store clerk quite literally saved that child's life. And maybe, just maybe, she saved your daughter's life too. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this? Don't forget to like, comment, and spread this video to warn as many people as possible about the dangers kids face if they're left alone outside. Keep watching. She walks with the girl for as long as she can. But what she does next will absolutely surprise you. This is exactly how you should react. She did everything right. She started recording, took pictures of the car's license plate, and prepared to report it. At the same time, this scared the suspicious man. He realized he'd been exposed, that his plate number was now known, and that he had to back off.
Wait, do you know him? You don't know him? No. Okay. All right. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, can we help you?
Oh no, just hanging out,
Okay. Yeah. So, honey, we were just gonna go to soccer, right? You were gonna.
Some of y'all may remember this next story about an Atlanta rapper watching his girlfriend as she gets kidnapped out the window and just seeing her being thrown into a car, and later on she's discovered unalived. If you don't, I'm going to refresh your memory now.
In saddest moments within recent hip-hop history, it was when Germ watched his girlfriend get kidnapped, and then only a few hours later learned that she was killed. Clearly one of the darkest moments of his life, a situation that he had zero control over. Then everybody had the audacity to explain what he did wrong and chime in as to what they would do if they were in a very similar situation, as if that situation just happens all the time. To provide context for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Germ is a rapper from Atlanta. It was last August, his girlfriend, who was a bartender, was heading home late at night. He was in his own car in the driveway when his girlfriend was approaching, but then another car pulled up. A man came out with a gun, pointed it to her head, and told her to get in the car. He couldn't really do much because her car was behind his in the driveway. He calls the cops, and it's one of the saddest phone calls you'll ever hear. He tries to use her location, but her phone's still at the house, so that doesn't work either. Turns out that she was kidnapped by this guy. I can't even get myself to say his name. He's such a piece of shit. If you look at his criminal history, it's pretty clear who this guy is. And to the guy that found her body, that call was really sad. The whole story is weird. It is a series of unfortunate events, but it's absolutely heartbreaking. Neither of them deserved any of this.
Oh my God. Bro, I just watched her get kidnapped from in front of my house. What the? Oh
What is your
my
name?
God.
Was she forced into the car? Did she get in the car or did she walk?
Yes, I watched it all. I watched it all. I watched it all. I watched everything. I watched everything. He had a gun to her. I watched everything.
It was a
I
black
watched
man.
everything.
Hold on. Jerry. Hold on.
He had on a security shirt. Oh my God.
Jerry, I need you to listen to me very carefully. I need you to calm down as best you can. And I have a series of questions that I need to ask you. I need you to answer.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. You said that you saw your girlfriend get kidnapped by the driver of a black SUV.
New and alarming tactic is being used by criminals, and it's truly terrifying. When this teenage girl was walking along the street, she was approached by a seemingly normal man asking for directions. As she tried to give him directions, he kept asking questions and shoving the book only inches from her face. The girl grew uneasy, sensing something was off. He finally lets her continue on her walk, but as she does, she begins holding her head as if she's not feeling well all of a sudden. That's when a woman begins approaching her and begins walking her the other way, towards her accomplice, but not before another woman, having seen the situation unfold, walks towards them and argues to let the girl go. She ultimately did manage to get them to let her go into her care. It seems the book had been covered in an anesthetic drug that causes the inhaler to immediately feel dizzy and weak, hence the perpetrator using a mask. A new and alarming...
A mother attempts to stop the abduction of her daughter. In 2024, a doorbell camera spots Adriana Alvarez's daughter returning home. Moments later, a masked man jumps down the stairs and grabs the daughter from behind. Adriana hears the commotion, and when she sees what's happening, she chases after them. After an altercation happened at the bottom of the stairs, the suspect ran off, but was eventually caught after Good Samaritans came in to help. The incident left Adriana injured with a dislocated shoulder, but thankfully there were minimal injuries to her daughter. The suspect was identified as George Vassalou, who was a co-worker of her daughter. As she describes, their relationship started to get weird. The Good Samaritan was able to pin down George long enough until the police arrived and arrested him.
And I feel him on the floor.
And once I got on top of him, he couldn't go nowhere.
Adriana was able to guarantee the safe return of her daughter after her quick actions to
A lot
save
more
her.
women need to just stand up for themselves and not be afraid of the consequences. When my sister was in high school, there was 5 football players that tried to stuff her into a garbage can. And when I tell you she turned into like the Tasmanian devil, that's exactly what it looked like. She literally was like punching, scratching, attacking, pulling hair, pushing them off. 5 of them could not force her into this garbage can and push her down the hill. This is why I say women should embrace their masculine. If you gotta step up a little bit, throw some fucking hands and attack, then be willing to do it. She's a tiny little girl, but she's vicious as fuck. And it's because she embraced her masculine. She knew when to stand up for herself. She demanded respect as soon as she walked into the room. It didn't matter how many guys there were. They talked shit. She was willing to square up.
Men are not protectors. They're territorial, which means they will protect those that they deem their property. Which is why you hear so many men say, "Oh, I don't know her. I would never protect her." Anyways, men are protectors. But we're protectors while also simultaneously being your number one apex predator. Ew. The male to female ratio when it comes to fertility, you're negligible. You're negligible. Fuck out of here.
Men are not natural born leaders, protectors, and or providers. This is why it is so easy for them to hurt and harm children, SA women, unalive people, and commit the most horrendous crimes known to man. They are beyond violent, and everything, and I do mean everything they do, is about power and control. And you don't have to believe me. Just look at history. Look at the facts of the way that our society has developed. By brute force, by violence. Nothing has been done in this country, in any nation, in any country, without blood being shed because men and their power-hungry, controlling, egotistical mindset. And you could just look up the FBI government page and look at the rate of violence that men commit crimes and look at the percentage. This is every race of men, white, black, Asian, Latino, like they're, as a group, they're violent people. There are at least 6 nouns and 6 adjectives for the definition of natural. The very first definition of natural, which is the adjective, is existing and or caused by nature, not made or caused by humankind. This means that it happens on its own. As humans, we have to do nothing for things to be the way they are. When a mama bear has her cubs, they follow her in a row. That is natural. You don't have to force them to follow her. They follow her on their own. When a female cat has her kittens and they latch on to her and drink her milk, that's natural. Nothing had to force them to do that. They did that naturally. Now, the first definition that pops up for the noun is a person regarded as having an innate gift for a particular task or activity, like a child playing the guitar really, really well without being taught, or a human being that could swim really, really fast without being trained. Those are talents. And as men, y'all are not protecting and providing anything. Y'all just want to control everything. If you ask the average man why he wants to have kids, he probably won't have an answer. He might say something like he want to leave a legacy behind. Even though your legacy is what you do while you're living, they still say that stupid ass answer. If you ask the average man why he wants to get married, he'll probably say something like, because I want a wife and kids. Not because I want to be a father and a loving husband. They do things based on what society tells them. And I'm not saying women don't do this too. Pretty much everybody who doesn't use their subconscious often does things based on society's preference. What I'm saying is they're the ones claiming to be the natural born leaders, protectors, and providers. So if you're a natural born leader, then you lead. Lead. You know what leading is? Some of the characteristics of leaders include, but are not limited to, empathy. Now, does empathy sound like something that men have? The ability to understand another person, especially women and children, since y'all are the ones claiming that y'all want women and children. Integrity. Being honest when nobody's around. Accountability. Well, we already know they don't have that because they blame everything that happens between a man and a woman on women. And that's the other thing too. These conversations about leading, protecting, providing don't happen anywhere else until it's actually time for men to actually protect and provide, to lead. A situation just happened where a girl named Kayla Bryant was nearly unalived by a male student at Morehouse College. And while she was on the brink of death, multiple men watched to the very last minute, to the very last second. And I see so many comments about the situation, which was a recent situation, of men saying things like, well, you guys can't tell people how to react to violence. You guys can't expect people to just jump in. That could be, until it's their daughter, until it's their sister, until it's their wife, until it's their cousin, until it's their homegirl. Imagine if that was her on that video being on the brink of meeting the Grim Reaper. You guys wouldn't have that same mindset. And this is why I know they're not natural born leaders, providers, and protectors, because when we have these conversations and we talk about these things, a lot of men oftentimes say, well, you're not my wife, you're not my kid, you're not my sister. They only feel somehow responsible for leading and providing and protecting their wife and children because they want to possess control over those same individuals. So that is what everything is about when it comes to them. Anything that they do, from mental, emotional, financial, educational, sexual, is related to or involved with controlling women. Everything that they do. Oh, don't dress that way. Why? Oh, I don't want men coming on to you. I don't want women should dress it. Control. And then they say that they're leaders and they're protectors, but you're trying to protect me from what? From men who are violent, right? Because men know that men are violent. But yet and still, when you say it's all men, they just can't seem to understand that. If they were truly natural born leaders, protectors, and providers, they wouldn't need something like patriarchy to force people into a system that controls them. They would be able to do it naturally because we'll be inclined to follow behind them. We are not inclined to follow behind them. Society and patriarchy tells us to. A lot of women who are not aware of these things or don't care to be aware, they just do it because that's what they're told. That's what religion tells them. That's what society tells them. But people who use their own mind and their own sense understands men are not natural born leaders, protectors, and providers. I'm not saying they can't lead, protect, or provide. I'm saying it's not natural. They are being forced. And some of them resent us as women and even children for it, because it's not in their nature.
November 19th, 2025, around 6:24 p.m., officers with the Tiffin Police Department in Ohio responded to reports of GUN shots and screaming in the 100th block of Hush Street. When officers arrived on scene, they found 2 adult males and 2 children, a 7-year-old and 7-month-old, suffering from GSWs. Preliminary findings revealed that the mother of the 2 children had gone to this residence to remove personal belongings from the home while her husband was at work due to an ongoing domestic conflict in their relationship. It was reported that prior arrangements had been made between the mother, Raven Broski, and her ex and the father of her 7-year-old, 29-year-old Dustin Wiley, to go to this residence, while the husband, 42-year-old Ryan Egan, was believed to have been at work.
In Dundee, Scotland, a 14-year-old girl took drastic steps to protect her 12-year-old sister from a threatening man. Armed with a knife and an axe, she stood her ground to keep her siblings safe. Today, we bring you a story that's raising tough questions about safety and the law. The video of that tense moment quickly went viral, with many calling her a hero for defending her family. But instead of praise, she now faces criminal charges for possession of offensive weapons. No one was physically hurt during the incident, yet the authorities insist the law must be enforced. This case forces us to ask, how far can someone go to defend themselves before it becomes illegal? When fear pushes a child to act, should the law punish them? This story is about more than just legality. It's about the complexities of protection, justice, and what it means to keep loved ones safe in uncertain times. We'll keep you updated as this story unfolds. Is she really a criminal, or just a brave sister doing what she had to? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
What's the #1 most dangerous place for a woman? Sadly, it's her own home. What's #2? You're looking at it. In 2022, nearly 15% of all robberies took place at gas stations. Predators love them because they know you have to get out of your car and they know your attention is going to be diverted while you're pumping gas. Add it all up, this is prime hunting ground for thieves, carjackers, and rapists. So what can you do? Well, avoid seedy rundown joints off the beaten path, especially at night. Choose a pump closest to the store entrance. Keep your doors locked until you're ready to fuel up. Before you get out, scan the area for anyone suspicious, like men who are hanging out and not pumping gas. If it doesn't look right, trust your instincts and drive away. If you do gas up, have your keys on you, put your phone away, and keep your purse and other valuables out of sight. A personal defense tool like pepper spray is a real bonus here. While the pump is running, keep your head on a swivel and don't be afraid to get loud and assertive with anyone who gets in your space. And one more thing, never let your tank get so close to empty that you have to stop at the first gas station you see. Share your thoughts in the comments below and follow me here and at stevelazarusbooks.com for more.
Black women, every day I get on social media and I see a video of one of us being attacked out in public. Men beating and pummeling us on major transit. Men following us and harassing us. Women provoking us and then having their boyfriends or the males that they're with attack us afterward. If you are a Black woman and you have to exist in public spaces, you need to be prepared to defend yourself and fight for your life, because no one is going to intervene and no one is going to help you when you are being attacked. And it's sad, but true. No one is going to step in to rescue you. People will pull out their phones and laugh and record you and go about their days while you are being pummeled and harmed. And that is just the truth. There are no good Samaritans or bystanders who are going to jump in and protect Black women. And if they do, that is a very, very rare case. You need to be ready to fight for your life and to defend yourself at all times. Everybody hates Black women, and you can see this online every single day. Be prepared to defend yourself. Do not count on others jumping in and protecting you, because they're not coming.
A mother has been charged after tackling a man she caught peeping into her teenage daughter's bedroom window, an encounter that left the suspect with a fractured skull. 32-year-old Phyllis Penna had just returned home from work when she noticed a man spying on her 15-year-old daughter through the bedroom window. Instead of confronting him right away, the quick-thinking mom quietly called 911 and waited for police to arrive. But the suspect, later identified as 19-year-old Zane Hawkins, spotted the approaching patrol car and tried to run. That's when Phyllis stepped in, literally. She blocked his path, grabbed hold of him, and the two went tumbling to the ground. Phyllis's older daughter jumped in to help restrain the man until officers could take over. Police quickly detained the suspect, but in the struggle, Hawkins hit his head on the concrete and suffered a fractured skull. He was rushed to the hospital and reportedly remains in a coma. 2 days later, Hawkins's family filed a lawsuit against Phyllis, accusing her of assault and demanding $450,000 in damages. They claimed Zane has autism and wasn't intentionally peeping, that he might have been having an episode and simply needed help, panicking when officers arrived. However, the local court later dismissed the charges against Phyllis. The jury ruled that Hawkins's condition did not excuse his actions, and both prosecutors and the police department praised Phyllis for her bravery in protecting her daughter and helping officers catch the suspect.
A woman is not just a nurturer. A woman is the protector. A woman is the culture. A woman is the fabric that holds it together. The women go out and they protest. They tell the children, the grandchildren, where the land really was. They teach you about your history and your heritage. And thus, when they went to install capitalism on the people, they got resistance from who? They got resistance from the women. And thus, they had to call the women witches and kill them. They killed women by the millions. And the types of women that they killed were the older women who were past reproductive age, because Once a woman learns that she is no longer at the beck, call, and service of a man, she has the freedom to now give back.
Paige Ortiz, who asked us not to show her face, credits motherly instincts for her daughter's safety. You gotta get your hands off my daughter! A neighbor's security camera caught Ortiz Monday racing to fight off a man trying to kidnap her 2-year-old.
My daughter was almost taken by that man, but if I can prevent another child potentially being taken or even fully being taken by this man, then I will do everything I can to protect another family.
Let go of my daughter! No! Let go of my daughter! No! She says the man, Stephen Basie, followed her home from the grocery store. He initially asked about the Ortiz's truck, but moments after Paige left her husband to bring the groceries in, Basie grabbed their little girl.
I could see through the windows right there in the dining room that he had picked her up, and by the time I grabbed my phone and grabbed the knife, he was already at the driver's side of his truck, and him and my husband were tussling.
Ortiz held the kitchen knife to the man's throat while her husband pulled the child away. Deputies soon found Basie at his home, but the man sped off, crashing into 3 cruisers during the chase. He's now in jail, charged with kidnapping, evading arrest with a vehicle, and aggravated assault against a public servant.
No matter how much you think you are prepared for something like this, you're genuinely not.
Ortiz says her daughter is home, sleeping well, and as spunky as ever. Now she wants parents and children to pay attention to their instincts and who's around them. In Crowley, I'm Matt Houston.
For the record, ladies, we are protecting our damn self. In this day and age, we have to protect our own self. Rather us be prepared than be a victim. And that's just what it is. If you was a victim before, you are a survivor now. Stop having that victim mentality. You're a survivor. What don't kill you, make you stronger. You need to be prepared at all times. Period. We cannot depend on the niggas to have us because they don't. It is too many domestic violence stories and scenarios going around. It's too many of us getting killed by the hands of a lover. We can't go for that. We need to not ignore the red flags, but we also need to be prepared to do what the fuck we need to do. Okay? Period. So, here's some things that you need to be working towards for the new year. Okay? Coming in at number 1, you need you a gun. If you don't have you a gun, you need to go get you one. Do whatever you have to do to get you a gun, and you need to keep it on your body, physically on your body, period. You need to, okay? You don't know nothing about guns, you scared of them, you need to go get unscared. If that's even a word, you need to go figure something out. Like, you need to literally go to the gun range twice a month. Make it your business to go to the gun range, minimum twice a month. Learn how to shoot that motherfucker. You need to learn how to take it apart, put it together. You need to know what bullets you take, all of that. You need to become an expert, okay? You need to know it. So when time comes, if you have to use that motherfucker, you know how to use it. This is not a trending thing. You need to know how to use your gun. If you don't have, the ability to buy one right now, go put one on layaway. Go put one on layaway. You have to. It's just, this is mandatory. If it ain't in your purse, you need to be able to get to it fast, okay? And when you pull it out, you're not pulling it out to play or scare nobody. You pulling it out to use it. If it comes down to you and them, do not think about them. Do what the fuck you need to do. Because if they're attacking you, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about their damn self. So rather them than you, okay? You need to get you a taser. You need a taser. You need something that's in your hand when you pull up to these banks, when you pulling up to the gas station, the liquor store, anything. First of all, if you pulling up and there's too many niggas outside, leave. I don't care if you have to go across town to a born store. Go. You do not need to be pulling up and there's too many motherfuckers around you and you feel outnumbered, or you feel like your back will be against the wall. If you feel like that before you even get out your car, leave. Okay, I know it's not cool, but at the same time, look, when you are getting out of these places, put your phone in your fucking purse, put your purse on your shoulder, and you need to be walking fast and you need to be looking around. You don't need to be on your phone walking like this. That's how your ass get got. Okay, you need to have your shit in your hand, ready, period. Motherfucker coming up on you, back the fuck up, back up.
You know, do not play. Do not play. You don't know what these people are coming up. Do you know I have my Rolex chain snatched off my neck? They didn't keep my shit because I had my shit on. But I'm just saying, like, you don't know what these niggas is on. Now you need to be going plain Jane into these stores. Take your jewelry off and blend in. This is not the time to be flexing when there's niggas out here that's hungry and thirsty. Okay? You need to invest in getting you some mace. Okay? You need some mace. Same thing with the taser. If you don't got your taser, you at least should being able to get in your purse and have your mace on you. Period. You need to be able to shoot that motherfucker. Don't wait till you have to use it. You need to learn how to do it right now. You don't need to be fumbling or nothing. You need to be a motherfucking pro. They need to be like, damn, that bitch came fast with it. You need to be able to do that. I'm telling y'all, this is what you need to be able to do. So when you get your mace, shoot it a couple times. So you ain't shooting it and you coughing and it's in your fucking eyes. Or a motherfucker ain't snatching it out your hand because they know you a rookie at what you got in your hand. Like, you ain't really about it for real. You need to show motherfuckers I am about it. And I'm about to use it on your ass. Get the fuck back. For real. And you need to keep you something on your keychain. Something that you could put in between your fingers. Okay? That sharp little thing, that little tool you could put in between your fingers where if you have to punch a motherfucker and get them up off you, yeah, you're gonna be fucked up. Okay, you need to be able to keep something on your keychain to where you can get to it, but keep all these things, okay? Because maybe you might drop something. You don't never know. You know what I mean? You thinking you banking on, oh, I got this tool. That tool might not be available or whatever. You know, you need to dig in your sock. I don't know, the shit, dig in your titty. I don't know where you gonna keep your stuff, but you need to keep these things on y'all, ladies. Y'all have to be prepared. Y'all have to be ready, okay? Ain't no sense in being scared. The world is a scary place, but one thing I know, God got us. So make sure you prepared. Keep your shit up on you, okay? Don't trust nobody. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Make sure you have yourself. Be for real.
You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, whether they come in my live stream on TikTok or they comment on one of my videos, why I do the call outs I do, why I do the content I do. And it's to bring awareness. It is bring to light what actually happens. See, the problem is so many people think that this isn't a fucking epidemic, that there aren't men out there beating their fucking women like they owe them money, like they are their worst enemy. And the problem is, I get the emails. I'm the one that get all the camera footage from women who have been viciously. Most of the videos are so bad, I can't even post them here because my account will be taken down. So I will continue to bring awareness and stand up and make sure a light is shown into these dark motherfucking places where women have to hide from these abusers, because the abuse doesn't stop only because they stop hitting them. The stalking begins, the mental anguish begins, the financial abuse begins. I will keep doing what the fuck I am doing as long as you pieces of shit that like to abuse women keep doing what the fuck you're doing. There'll be more men like me when I'm done than there will ever be men like you. I promise you that.
Men are the only beings biologically capable of creating life inside their bodies. And history shows men have created entire systems to compensate for that insecurity. Men have rewritten God as male, they've rewritten leadership as male, and they rewrote women's power as sinful, as temptation, and as rebellion, when that's our natural state. We are natural born leaders. I don't know one man who leads his family. Not only that, but if women are the creators of life, women are going to be natural protectors of this life, which means protection is a natural feminine instinct, not masculine. See, women aren't meant to submit to men. They're meant to guide, to nurture, and lead the future. because they are literally the portal in which humanity enters this world. And in a world where men have consistently been dangerous to women and children, not radical or woke to question male leadership, it's logical. Wait, women can be logical?
Women are the original creators, the original protectors, the original leaders. Not because we want to be, but because biology literally designed us to carry, nurture, and sustain life. And patriarchy has always been a direct response to that power. Men couldn't birth life, so they tried to control bodies that could. They couldn't match feminine intuition, so they demonized it. They couldn't access the womb, so they declared the womb bearers must submit. They couldn't create, so they claimed ownership over the creators. But what they never factored in is that women protect what they create. Women lead what they nurture. Women build what they birth. And that's the natural order, not patriarchy. If we haven't met yet, my name is Emily and I show women how to rise because healed women will heal humanity. And this is Matriarchy Rising. When you look at history, abuse, violence, corruption, exploitation, war, it's painfully clear. There's no logical reason to trust a system built by the group that has harmed women and children the most. The future is feminine for one reason. Only women have ever been truly invested in life. Once you realize this truth, you can never go back because you know that male leadership is not working. Men take life for granted because they are not the ones that bear it. But women, we are highly invested. We use our bodies to create life, to feed that life. We do not want anything to happen to it. Time for women to be in control and to make this world a better place. Through love, through nurturing, and through our natural, life-giving, protective tendencies.
What are all the girlies using for self-defense tools? Because I'm at the point now where apparently I have to carry things around because men suck. Men suck. I was getting out of my car and a man came and harassed me as I'm getting my 2 children out. One is special needs, to take them up to their grandma's house because she lives at like a senior apartment complex, and was harassing me. And I'm apparently now I need to be armed. And I don't like pew-pews, but I'm at the point where I would get a pew-pew and hold on to it and strap it. I don't care. I live in Nevada. I can do that. Or a taser or pepper spray or some kind of like knife thing. Like what are you guys doing? Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of men and I need to be more prepared next time. And I want to know from you guys. I'm sorry. I'm shaken up because it was scary, and I was mostly scared for my kids because I had them with me, and I had to get a big old thing out of my car, a big old stroller for my special needs child. And I'm scared. I'm sorry. I'm all over.
So if y'all are still here and y'all are still listening, like I always tell y'all, nobody's coming to save you. As a matter of fact, you are in more danger than you know. You are not safe at all. As I always tell y'all, please, please, please never go outside without a few self-protection mechanisms on you. If you feel comfortable carrying a gun, do so. If you don't, there are so many things that you can carry with you. As you saw the mother that was being kidnapped, she had her pepper spray. She was able to spray both of them in the eyes and get her and her baby to safety. Always have bear spray, bear mace. It's like $35, I think, on Amazon. I have about 4 or 5 of them in different places in my car, around my house, in my room. And y'all know I'm married. I have weapons everywhere. Closets, everywhere. Like if anybody breaks in my house and I'm alone, I can get to them from whatever room I'm in. I put them in my kids' rooms. They're teenagers, so they know not to mess with them unless it's an emergency. Yeah, just do what you have to do. Your husband, even if he's at home, is no guarantee he's going to protect you. And if somebody breaks into your house, they could take him out before they get to you, and you may be able to protect yourself and your children if possible. When you're out in public, you may be able to protect yourself and your kids if nobody else helps, if they don't see you, or even if your husband gets taken out. Like, do not depend on a man. A man is not a plan when it comes to like your living situation or your survival. So like y'all, if y'all haven't thought about it, this world is getting more dangerous because of the laws that are being made against women and this whole male loneliness epidemic. A lot of these men have nothing to live for. They have no family, no friends, nothing going on. So they're going to get more dangerous, and they're still going to want women. Even though they're just like rejects to society, they're still going to want women, and they're still going to feel like they have the right to get you by any means necessary. And not just you, your kids, your sons, your daughters, they don't care. Your dogs, they're coming for everybody. So like I said, protect yourselves. If you don't have any kind of weapons, I suggest you start today looking into it and just start collecting them. Just getting one thing at a time, putting it in your purse, putting it in your car, keeping it on you, and just so you may be even able to help like another woman or child around you. If you have something on you and you see something happening, you can help somebody else. So that's all I got for now, ladies. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you like the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. That is the only way our channel can grow. You just saying that you hope the channel grows is not going to help. You are the ones who help these channels grow by sharing them and letting other people see them. I thank you for the ones who have been here and who have been doing that. But I will talk to you ladies later. Bye.